Hello, Reformers, and welcome to a special feature of Expeditions Viking. Now, this is from the developers and makers of Expeditions Conquistador, and we are in a different era, obviously. We are in the Viking era, and as the newly appointed chieftain of a modest Viking clan, you'll have a village of your very own. But to carve your name into the runestones of history, you'll need great strength and great wealth to grow your village's prosperity and renown. There is little left to be gained from the Norse lands, and so you must set your sights on the seas to the west, where tales speak of a great island filled with treasure ready for the taking. And if you're interested at all in this game from the video, you can check out the link in the description, which will take you to the Steam store page. And it's going to be released in the first quarter of 2017. So it's pretty close. Only a couple of months, 2 months, I think. Well, almost. So, yeah, this is going to be pretty cool because this is a freeform RPG with zero fantasy elements as far as I'm aware. So it's very accurate, shall we say. So anyway, let's get down to it, shall we? Let's go into a new game. Aha, we get to choose our character almost immediately. This is rather nice. Okay, so let's have a look here. Oh my, I'm not gonna do very well at this. But what I am gonna do... oh, this is cool. Okay, so what I am gonna do is I'm going to be Asbjorn, because I can actually say that name relatively well, I suppose. Asbjorn Carr. Yes, there we go. Easy pronunciation for me. And we're going to go for some, well, light skin color, I guess. Green eyes, why not? Hair color, yes, it's got to be black, or as black as we can get it. And we're going to change our portrait around a little bit. Okay, so let's see. Oh, yes, there's quite a few here. Okay, so what are we going to take? I think we're probably going to take this one. And, what? Okay, so... randomize? No, I don't want to randomize it. You can import this. I don't know where you can import it from, but I suppose we're going to find out as we go along. And we're going to be the Gray Viking. Yes, the Gray Viking. And we can change our boots to sandals, to wrappings, to cloth shoes, or to boots. I think boots are perfectly fine. I think that's pretty nice. You can go for some heavy sleeves or just braces. I think we're going to go for some braces here. The tunic, I would like the leather tunic. It looks a little bit more armored, I suppose. Yeah, if you can say that it's kind of armored. Okay, so there's our hair. So let's just put it into a ponytail or an undercut. I don't even know. Let's just go with the undercut, I suppose. And we have a goatee. I'm pretty happy with the goatee, actually. Whoa, you could go for a full bushy beard. Let's go with the goatee, and otherwise we can get... yeah, I think we should go for some stubble, why not? And we are large, thin, or medium. Well, I think we're going to go for some... we're going to go medium here, because we want to be a little bit agile. I don't know whether that makes any difference, really. But, yeah, I think that's fine. Alright, so we get 4 stat points to spend, and we have 50 skill points. Wow, okay, that's pretty impressive. So, what are we going to do here? Okay, so strength determines base damage with axes and swords and affects physical resistance. Endurance increases your hit points, damage reduction, and so on. Determines base damage with knives and spears and critical chance, and determines accuracy with ranged weapons. So if we wanted to be an archer, I suppose, then we'd probably do that. So I'm going to increase my strength a little bit, and I am not going to be using perception that much, but we're probably going to go for a little bit more in that. And where's accuracy? Is it accuracy here? Knives and spears and critical chance is important to ranged characters. Okay, I don't really need that then. So we're just going to go for some strength. Okay, 10 is the maximum, so this is very Fallout-esque in that respect, which I do appreciate because I love Fallout, so let's see. Maybe we should go for some more finesse. Let's just go for 4-4. Yeah, I think that's fine. I think that's okay. And now we have weapon skills, offensive skills, support skills, utility skills, and passive skills. Okay, so this is... oh my. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to look through all of these skills, and then I'm going to highlight the ones when I come back, which ones I think are going to be the ones we will take. Alright, so I've picked my skills, and yeah, 50 skill points isn't actually that much, because every single skill takes more than 1 skill point to actually acquire. So, yeah. So what we've done here is I've done 2 points in axe, because I thought to myself, well, what respectable Viking does not use an axe, obviously? So we've done that, and then we've also spec'd into dual wielding, because I would very much like to use 2 axes, if I can, 1 in each hand. Then we also have interrupt, which, as you can see, is technically not available, because this is a preview build, so do bear that in mind. Anyway, we will now move on, and yes, as you can see, I have gotten some healing here, so heal followers during camping and combat. Amount of restored hit points depends on sense and the rank. So I have 6 in sense, so we're going to be healing okay. Not bad, not great. And then we have tactical move. Halves the user's moves, but allows them to move through traps and attacks of opportunity without triggering them. So that's very nice. I did not spec in that. That was base. So that's pretty nice. And then we also have Constitution here. Halves the deterioration risk for infections. I thought that was a pretty good thing to take. And I also took Diplomacy, because, well, that's the thing. If we're going to be speaking to some people, I'd very much like to persuade them to do a couple of things, maybe. Now, there is a crafting system in this game, as well as a hunting system, so you can actually craft your own weapons and armor, as far as I'm aware. And then we have passive skills here. I've spec'd a couple of into these. 5% chance to gain 1 extra action when using normal attacks. That's pretty reasonable. And then we also have Fortune Favored, +3 critical chance for all attacks. And that's it. That's all I've done. So, yeah, I don't know whether this is actually going to work out too well, because obviously I'd very much like to... I'd like another point in Axe rank 3, but that would require 12 points, so we're just going to have to wait with that. Yes, I am satisfied.
Your father was a great warrior and a good husband, but he was not a strong chieftain to his clan. As he travels to join his brothers in the halls of Valhalla, you must take his place. Our clan is beset by petty squabbles. Some amongst our people would contest your claim to leadership, as they saw discord our neighbors plot against us. Gather your most trusted clansmen. Together you will face dangers which none can predict. You will be challenged on your leadership, your resolve, your wisdom. Build a ship and take your huscarls across the sea. Power and strength for our clan must be sought outside the Norse lands. If you show yourself to be bold, the gods will follow you into battle. Your legacy will live for 1,000 years beyond your time. Our clan must prevail.
And here we are. We have entered the game world. Now, bear in mind that there are no extra options right now, because obviously this is the preview build, so there are no subtitles or anything like that, so that's the reason why that was not turned on in the cutscene. But otherwise, here we go. It is the evening after your father's funeral. When you close your eyes, the image of his blazing ship shimmers in the dark behind your eyelids. It's not a common ritual this far south, but your mother Astrid, who hails from the land of the Geats? Oh no. Insisted on it. Yes, a lot of you are going to be facepalming with all of my pronunciations. Oh yes. All the thanes of the neighboring clans have come to attend your feast in his honor. Your father may not have been the most successful thane, but as a warrior, he commanded the respect of many. The guests are filing into your longhouse. The thanes enter first, each trailing a modest group of warriors. Your mother leans in to whisper a few words of advice before she takes her seat. You should greet each of the thanes before the feast begins, but listen well to their words. Few of them would benefit from making this a smooth transition. It will be important to know where they stand. Alright, so, the feast. Take a seat next to your mother, or we can talk to some of the thanes. I can assume that these are the thanes right here with the little icons above their heads, so we're going to speak to Mr. Skullcleaver first. Skullcleaver, yes, if I can actually speak, is the Thane of Yelling, which borders your area. Yelling is a large territory, and Skull, or Skulla, or whatever his name is one of the most powerful Thanes in Jutland. Yelling has prospered under his rule. Skull pushes himself away from the table with his foot, the chair making a grinding sound across the wooden floor. His face shows earnest sympathy. Asbjorn, my boy, so sorry about your father. If there's anything the people of Yelling can do to aid you in these trying times, don't hesitate to ask. That's very kind of you, or thank you, but we'll be fine. I'll just say that's very kind of you. Of course, we must all stand together against the Frankish threat. Skull leans toward you, resting his elbow on the table. Tell me, what are your plans for this place? How will you lead your clan? Oh my. Okay. We need a new ship. I'll start by expanding our defenses. Okay, we need a new ship. A subtle smirk twitches under Skull's thick beard. Of course, you wouldn't want to renege on your clan's duties to King Sigurd. Just take care not to give in to the calling of the sea like your father did. He lets out a deep sigh and leans back into his seat. I'm sure you know I fought with your father many years ago. We were very much of a similar inclination, he and I. That man had a real taste for battle, not like his brothers. Mark my words, Asbjorn. True bonds are forged in battle, not bound in blood. He came to me for advice before he mounted his last journey on account of my ties to Kalpang. I should have warned him better about what he was getting himself into. Let's see. He knew what he was getting into, but he went anyway. What does Kalpang have to do with it? Oh, well, he knew what he was getting into, but he went anyway. A wistful smile crosses Skull's lips. That sounds like your father. Ah, well, apparently we take after him quite well. Okay, so, but I've taken too much of your time already. I know you have other guests to entertain. Perhaps we'll talk later, after a bit more mead. Skull nods more to himself than to you, and turns his attention to the food on the table. Ah, well, there we go. Thank you very much. So we've completed one of those. So we can now speak to Monson. Haften is the thane of a slightly larger clan that borders your lands to the east. He wears a solemn expression and nods heavily when you approach him. Carve is in Valhalla now, Asbjorn. There is no doubt about it. He died doing what he loved. But while he feasts among the heroes, you're left back here to sort out the pieces. You've got your work cut out for you. You speak ill of my father at his own funeral feasts? Well, I don't know. I'll say that, I suppose. The old chieftain holds up a hand. Nay, your father excelled at what he loved. Fighting. He cared not one bit for this village, and I'm sure he wouldn't take offense for me pointing that out. His disregard made him many enemies among his clansmen. Surely you're not expecting your claim to leadership to go uncontested? Oh my, okay, so that's not very good. So, I am the rightful thane. If anyone thinks otherwise, we'll sort it out the traditional way. Good. Worse problems than this have been solved at the tip of a spear or the edge of a blade. May the gods favor you if it comes to that. Haften empties his mug of mead in a single gulp, then slams the mug onto the table and calls to a thrall for a refill. Well, there we go. He's kind of... Oh, he's obviously threatening something there, I would say. And now we have Rainhild. Yes, Rainhild the White is the most influential of your guests. As the vassal of King Sigurd, she is the current ruler of Denmark. She has come from the trade hub of Ribe to the south, where she presides as Jarl. She nods politely as you approach her seat. It was a beautiful ceremony, Asbjorn. I extend my condolences for your loss on behalf of Ribe and of the king. I must tell you, I advised him not to seek out the isles across the sea. We've all heard stories of the unprotected coasts and their treasures, but there is more danger than the rumors let on. I'm not surprised they claimed his life, but I am glad he at least died with a sword in his hand. Okay, did you know Carve well? Thank you for accepting... Yes, thank you for accepting the invitation. We are honored that you could make it. Or did you know Carve well? Ah, I see. So these icons, inquire dialogue options allow you to ask additional questions before progressing. So, did you know Carve well? I knew him as a warrior. We fought together on the Bravilla, or something along those lines, and he struck me as a shrewd tactician. When your king needs you, I hope that you will serve him as well as your father did. I will serve, you have my word. Yes, she nods once. I'm glad to hear it. Our king will not forget those who aid him in battle. Thank you for accepting the invitation. We are honored that you could make it. Of course, your father's sword will be missed in our struggles against the Franks. If you'll excuse me, I must do the rounds, enjoy the feast. The old shield maiden smiles. She gracefully slides down back into her seat. whereupon she spears a large piece of chicken with her knife and dumps it onto her plate. There we go. Okay, so take a seat next to your mother over here. Following the initial meet and greet, everyone toasts to your father and digs into the meal. Food covers every inch of the table, and the freshly brewed mead seems to flow endlessly. You're listening to Nefja's usual complaints about her mother when Kettle perks up and slips discreetly out of the longhouse. Outside, some piece of pottery crashes against the ground, and men begin to shout. In short order, the door flies open, and the doorway is filled by Ottar Erlingsson, sword in hand. Outside, you see his brothers standing over the prone form of Kettle. Ottar looks around the room with disgust. What a splendid feast for such a shit thane. Ottar's gaze stops on you. He raises his sword to point at you accusingly. Asbjorn, your family had its chance to earn our respect, and you wasted it. Come outside and defend your honor, or we will burn this hall to the ground. Nefja jumps to her feet, already holding her knife. Her voice seethes with disgust. Ottar, you miserable drunkard! How dare you attack your thane's honor during his own feast? Your family will pay for this. Ottar has turned his back on you, and is already walking back outside. All the other guests turn their gaze to you in anticipation. Your mother leans in to whisper in your ear. You have to handle this. If the other thanes think we're too weak to deal with such a blow against our family's honor. This will not stand, Nefja. Are you with me? No, Nefja, stay here. I'll handle these nithings. The shield maiden shakes her head. The drunken fool is here for a fight. I think we'll actually have to kill him this time. Alright, let's do it. Retrieve your weapons from the rack by the door. Okay, so yes, we have to go over here. And she is actually coming with us. Okay, so we're going to be taking the axe. Should I take all of it? I don't know. Yeah, why not? Let's just take all of it, but I can't actually use any of that, so I'm just gonna equip that. Increases strength for 3 turns. Used twice for double effect, but this reduces finesse and sense for the rest of the fight. Okay, so that's actually really good. We're gonna probably need to use that. Confront the sons of Erling Thorisson outside. Okay, let's do it. Remember to equip your weapons before you leave the longhouse. Open your inventory and drag the sword and shield onto your item slots. Okay, I don't believe we have a shield, which is unfortunate. I don't believe we do, but I don't really. That's the thing. I could. No, I'm only going to use the axe. I'm only going to use the axe. So let's do it. I don't believe. I should have spec'd into shield, shouldn't I? Yeah, I probably should have spec'd into shield, but well, I didn't actually think that we were going to be using that. I thought we were going to go dual wield. But yes, I was hoping maybe I could use the knife and the axe together, but no, I don't think that's the way it works. Most of the guests follow you outside and form a half-circle behind you. You're dimly aware of the other thanes muttering among themselves. Nefja runs over to Kettle to help him back on his feet. A streak of blood runs from his hair down his cheek, but it looks like he can still fight. 4 against 1. This is what the sons of Erling Thorisson consider a fair fight? Ottar's brother, Tost, sneers. He sounds drunk. Shut your mouth, woman. He started it. Oh, I could use diplomacy here. Go home, you fools. I know our families have never been on good terms, but if we spill each other's blood tonight, the killing will never stop. Okay, I'm going to attempt to do some diplomacy, but I'd really like to experience the combat system. So I'm going to try diplomacy, and if it ends in us fighting anyway, then that's cool. Oh, okay, so apparently, in the back, the youngest of Erling's sons, Ara, is looking increasingly distraught. He's right, Ottar, this is not what father would want. Ottar groans with irritation. It doesn't matter what father wants, we're here now, there is no going home with our honor. Nothing about this is honorable. I should never have come here with you. Ottar groans with irritation. Then run, Ara, run back to the farm like a coward, and we'll deal with Asbjorn ourselves. Ara's eyes flicker between you and his brothers. Dejected, he takes 2 steps back. Then he turns and walks away. Ottar's gaze never leaves you, and his hand clenches around the grip of his axe. Ottar shifts his weight restlessly as he regards the thanes assembled behind you. Too late for second thoughts. When Asleif is our thane, he can judge the honor in what happens here tonight. Asleif steps forward and draws his weapon. You've gone too far, Ottar. There is no honor in this. I must take Asbjorn's side here. For a moment, confusion mixes with fright in Ottar's eyes, but he quickly composes himself. Fine, we'll kill you all then. Then I'll be Thane. Alright, so here you go. This is actually pretty cool, because now what that did, the diplomacy I suppose, is get rid of another opponent, but also then gained us an additional ally. I don't actually know whether that was the reason why we gained the additional ally. Maybe he would have joined anyway, but I think that's actually really cool. Okay, so we are going to be now moving on to attack Ottar here. There's Nefja, there's Kettle, and there's Asleaf, so we're all fine there. So let's move here. And we have some abilities here. We have Shield Hook, uses the axe to pull the opponent's shield away, adding the status effect Exposed, cannot block, and then makes an attack at 50% damage. That's actually really nice. I don't need that though. Okay, so yeah, we're just going to attack normally. Ooh, nice damage. Very nice damage in actual fact. Okay, so where am I moving now? Okay, so I can actually move away. Aha, no I can't, because he has the attack of opportunity, but that's fine, let's just move there, and then we're going to end turn. Toggle non-lethal attacks. Characters will no longer land critical attacks and will no longer kill enemies. Okay. Okay, so that fellow has a bow. Need to be a little bit careful of that. Do I need to actually attack with them? Do I need to use Nefja and Asleaf? Because they have joined my party, so I could have technically... Yeah, I could have actually attacked with them. So, my bad. That is definitely my bad. But I think we're fine. I think we're okay. Okay, so Kettle is going to get the opportunity to kill Ottar here because, well, he was the one that got attacked initially, so I think a little revenge is in order. There is an attack of opportunity there, but I think we're okay. Yeah, there we go. Take him out. Thank you very much. Okay, so, yes, now we're going to move him back a little bit. Yeah, I did not want to take this much damage, but I was a little unaware as to how to actually use the other allies in our party. So, at least now I know. I thought we actually just had to move around and then it would switch automatically, but no. Okay, so Brace restores your shield to mint condition, automatically attacks the first enemy that enters range. Okay, well, we're just going to attack this. There we go. And now I think we can actually move with Asbjorn. And there is a guy with... Yeah, I'm going to move down there, actually. I'm going to try and flank the archer if I can. Ooh, that is really nice damage. I like that. Okay, so let's end the turn. Now, what is the archer? Ooh, wow. Okay, he doesn't have a lot of strength, does he? No, he's not very strong. Okay, so this is going to be very, very easy kill. There you go. Now he has cover. Oh, that's actually pretty cool. Okay, I see. There is actually cover mechanics. Okay, so XCOM-like, very XCOM-like in that regard. I did not realize that there were cover mechanics, so that's really nice. If you are up against a bunch of archers or whatever, then that's going to come in mighty handy. And I think we're probably going to use Brace here to get back our shield. As you can see, there's the bar for the shield there. And I don't believe we can attack anymore. No, we cannot. So we're going to have to select some other people here. So let's attack with our bow. Can we attack through our allies? Yes, we can. We can attack through our allies, so that's nice. And we're just going to go with Nefja and poke him in the face with our spear. There we go. Very nice. No new injuries, and we have existing injuries for Kettle, because obviously he has a head trauma, so that's obviously unfortunate. So there we go. Ottar Erlingsson lies on the frozen earth in a small pool of his own blood. His blank eyes gaze at the sky. Oh, they're getting up, so apparently we were not using lethal attacks, I suppose. Oh no, he did die. He did die, but the others are getting back on their feet. None of them have any fight left in them. Nefja regards the survivors with a mixture of disdain and sadness. What do we do with them? Execute them or let them go for now? We'll deal with them another day. I am going to execute them. The grim work does not take long. Your guests look on solemnly as the snow in front of your feast hall turns red with the blood of the farmers. If any of them doubted your resolve before, now they see what you are made of. Exactly. Oh. Oh, look. Oh my. Oh. Wow. Okay, now that's pretty hardcore, isn't it? As Leaf steps forward, he looks not the least bit tired from the fight. I supported you here tonight because Ottar and his brothers were out of line. It is not the way of our clan to kill each other in drunken brawls. Asbjorn, son of Kar, I challenge you to a duel for the position of Thane. An excited murmur rises among the guests. Kettle mutters in a voice too low for anyone other than you and Nefja to hear. Can you believe this son of a bitch? I don't know. I don't know whether I can, actually. It's his right to issue a challenge. His timing could be better, though. Why do you challenge me, or I accept? I'm going to just say, I will not fight you, Asleaf, I need you at my side. Or should I just accept it immediately? I will not fight you, I need you at my side. If you survive our duel, you can serve at my side. But if you will not accept my challenge, your honor is forfeit, and I will be Thane. If you don't wish to fight him, let me fight in your place. Oh, wow. You must show everyone that you're stronger. Yeah, well, that's exactly what I thought, but... Okay, so be it, but this better be the end of it. He nods, apparently satisfied. We will meet on Holmgang Island at dawn on the morrow. May the gods favor you. I was about to say guards. Yes, guards. Okay, so Asleaf apparently, even though he helped us, is now wanting to kill us. So that's not very nice. Ah, well. Anyway, we now have to discuss our options with Astrid, so let's go over there and speak to her. Your mother wraps you in a warm embrace. There is a hint of tears in her eyes. Well fought, my child. Your father would be so proud. The clan is at war with itself. Was father really such a poor Thane? Oh, I don't know. There'll be another fight tomorrow. Asleaf. I know. Asleaf is a skilled warrior. You would do well to make some preparations. I want to face him on equal terms. Don't be ridiculous. This duel could be to the death. There are no rules to break in such a contest. You need every advantage you can get. It may not seem like it right now, but most of our clan remains loyal to us. If nothing else, then because they prefer you as Thane over Asleaf. Go to Holder in the bog and ask her for help. She is old and wise, and she has many ways to weaken a man. It'll take more than an old hag's brew. I don't like to deal with that witch. Good idea. A drop of poison might do the trick. Sigurd may have an idea. She is good at setting traps for the creatures of the forest. She may know of a trap large enough for a man. Other than that, Keveldurf? Yeah, maybe willing to get you some better equipment. You shouldn't go into the duel with those old weapons Kar gave you for your training. Right, so there you go. We've got a bunch of optional things to do. And with that, this will be the end of this episode. Do you want to see more? If you want to see more, hit that button that is a thumb going in a certain direction. It's usually towards the sky. Anyway, point is, if you want to see more, let me know in the comments as well. And yeah, it's actually really cool. I'm actually really enjoying this. I like the combat system. Once I got the hang of it, obviously, because I didn't really know how to switch between companions and things. But once I knew how to do that, it was very, very cool. And we are very beastly. We do a lot of damage with our axe, don't we? So with that, I thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.